what's happening, MJ? Intuitive. Okay, so I made another mistake. Wow, unbelievable. I just, I hate when people take this holier than thou approach. They try to like teach people like, oh, I've never made a mistake. Let me give advice, the old wise sage. To me, it's all bullshit. I think that the only way that we learn is, personally, I make about a gazillion mistakes a day. And that's how I learn, and then that's how I try to advise other people from what I learned. I mean, I don't understand how else you do it. I don't think anybody has the blueprint for how to run a business. It just rubs me the wrong way that people are not willing to accept responsibility that they actually make mistakes, which is how they learn. Anyway, that being said, so I want to talk about a mistake that I made, and I want to talk about thinking and overthinking. Okay, Gary and I have been working on a startup for about 18 months on the side of what we're doing. I mean, we've worked very, very hard. We have 2 other partners in this particular business, this particular startup. We have just done a tremendous amount of work. We've done the due diligence, okay? We've done everything that a startup needs to do to take it to that point where you can't take it any further, right? So at that point, you have one of 2 options. The first option, if you're smart, is to go to market and fine-tune and adjust from there, right? Or you could go the knucklehead route, which is what we did, which is, go this way and just try to make it perfect, okay? And just add a whole bunch of stuff that, we could have just taken care of once we got to market. We're trying to make it bigger and faster and stronger. And listen, so let me be clear. Every startup, there is a criteria that, you need to follow to give your product or service the absolute greatest chance of succeeding. I get it, okay? I'm not talking about that. What I'm talking about is you get it all the way as far as you could take it before market. So from that point, you can't have any fear at that point to cross over the line and make some mistakes when you get out there in the real world. Because you're never going to be able to foresee what's going to happen when your product actually hits the shelf or your service actually hits the market. So, I'd say that we wasted about 100 days just trying to just overthink everything and overthink it and beat it to death. And we just didn't need to do it. It wasn't necessary. So I think it was just a waste of 4 months. Luckily, it was 4 months. I know people that are still on, I'll speak to them, I'll ask them how they're doing, and they're like, oh, I'm still working on, it's been like 11 years. And I listen to what of a lot of, people that are much smarter and better than me at business, and as far as their advice. And one of the biggest and most common things that I've noticed is that a lot of people just try to make things perfect, and they're afraid to go to market, show proof of concept, get their hands dirty, get a little traction, and that's what we need to do. And so now we're on the right course, and we're putting it in the direction of market. In other words, it's probably going to be about 8 months until what we're doing materializes and gets in front of the end user. But that being said, my advice would be, if you're working on a product or service and you've taken it as far as you can go, step over the line into the market and then fine-tune and adjust from there. With that being said, have a great day, and we'll talk later.